What's up? It's the 101st episode in honor of the 101st Airborne. Currahee?
Nope.
Yeah.
Dalmatians.
Oh, okay. Well, Jake's donating, or Jake's doing this show in honor of the Dalmatians. I'm doing it in honor of the fine men of the 101st. And that's admirable on both ends, I think.
Yeah, I mean, one's clearly more admirable than the other, especially when you exclude the women of the 101st Air Force Division.
Well, there weren't any women. I'm only honoring the World War I 101st Airborne.
Well, their wives supported them to the umpteenth degree. So,
Some
I mean,
were cheating.
I'm all Dalmatians. No sexism, no discrimination. Black and white, literally. Go the Dalmatians.
Yeah. My sister used to love Dalmatians. She had them painted on her wall. Like, we had an artist come and paint Dalmatians on her wall.
It's pretty much one of the worst feelings you can have as a youth that grew up kind of during our time period, to be all about 101 Dalmatians. Like, oh, this is incredible. This is nuts. And then the day comes when you're involved in getting a dog, or you're learning about dogs, and they're like, yo, Dalmatians are terrible.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, okay, cool. Glad they made that extremely popular children's film about it, and no one got themselves excited about getting Dalmatian.
Why are they so terrible?
They're
just bad behavior, right?
Kind of. I think they're like whiny.
Dude, I'm looking at pictures of Dalmatians on Google Images right now. They don't even look that cute. They kind of just look fucked up.
Wow. You could get a cute one. I mean, you know.
Oh yeah, the puppies are cute.
Yeah, I think they're. It's funny how a dog website can phrase things, but they said they're independent thinkers.
So they're stubborn.
So they don't listen. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they got the firehouse thing going on. That's pretty big.
Yeah, that's huge. Oh yeah. Yeah, Ritzy was obsessed with Dalmatians. I was.
Okay. So they get serious separation anxiety, and they think that leads to their destructive behavior when you're not home. So I think, like, if you're not giving a Dalmatian your all, if you're not like an old person, or maybe that's why they do good at firehouses, because people are like always there.
Yeah, that's true.
How about that? So,
yeah, I'm at a website, and the headline is "Why are Dalmatians a train wreck?"
That's tough.
Oh, a lot of them are deaf. It says.
Been there.
Well, whatever. How are you doing, Jake? You like that song, Flogging Molly's, Drunken Lullaby?
The song was bad. No. And I realized it mid-song, and I think it's just, I mean, Jim, you want to go into a deep talk about society and ancestry and all that. The Irish are drinkers because their music is so bad. Like, I heard that song and I was like, oh my God, this is another really tough Irish song. And then it came on and I was like, Jake, you can't just be killing Irish music all week. And then I was like, all right, when would you enjoy this? And I was like, if that song came on and I was really drunk, I'd be giving it hell.
Yeah, at a bar. I mean, it's called a Drunken Lullaby, so that's its goal. So it's doing its job. I was so upset you didn't like Dirty Old Town yesterday. I was going grocery shopping with my grandma, just singing it up and down the aisles.
Nice.
I love that song. Well, I met my love.
Oh, I don't, though, so you don't have to sing it.
The gaslight smell. I love that song.
Good.
Drunken Lullabies. Jordan's doing music for us, and this was a tough week because St. Paddy's Day is coming up, so you have to do Irish Week. Like, it makes so much sense to take advantage of the themes that are given to you.
I get it.
But it's such a tough music genre. Even he was like, I'm not locked into any of these, men. You can make changes. Like, there's just not a lot out there.
I'm telling you, man, I think you could do a societal piece or like if any of our college listeners need a thesis, is that the lack of Irish music development led the country to drinking.
Well, Irish has really good music. Like, I just tried to Google why is Irish music so, and the first thing that came up was good. The second thing that came up was sad. Bad didn't come up. That's what I thought was going to come up. But it's all slow. Like, it's all really melancholy, slow songs. Like,
right.
Yeah. But those are good. Those are good. Like, Parting Glass is a really good song if you're looking for Irish music, but it's slow. It's too slow to start a show.
It's either slow drinking whiskey music or it's fast pounding beers music. There's nothing else.
Yeah. Well, I like my sad music, so maybe that's why I like it a little bit.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. But I don't think it takes away from my drinking theory.
No, I agree with you. That song was only made to be listened to when drunk.
Who are some of the best Irish musicians? I've got one that popped up that impressed me.
Bono?
No. Van the Man.
Oh, Van Morrison. Yeah.
That's a nice notch in the old belt.
He doesn't sound like Irish music, though. He sounds like northeastern coastal music.
Yeah, right. He's like,
it sounds like music you listen to on a yacht.
James Taylor.
Yeah. I love Van Morrison, though.
Yeah, me too, man.
Bono probably has one of the most famous Irish singers, I would guess.
Bono, what do you know? What's he up to nowadays?
Probably saving Africa still.
Yeah. On every iPhone in the world. Whoa, Jim.
Yeah.
Huge break. Huge news.
Huge news. Yeah.
Bono's height?
5'5".
5'6".
Nice.
So he's your height. I've got him by a little bit. But
wow. I'm looking at Irish musicians right now, and there's a ton of, like, Hozier. He's all right. Kind of weirds me out sometimes, but there's some names no one else is going to know. But Glenn Hansard, Damien Rice, Sinead O'Connor. I do like James Vincent McMurdy, or whatever his name is. I like him. Yeah, there's like good Irish music. It's all slow. All these people I'm saying is such slow music.
Yeah,
they're a repressed country, Jake. That's why.
Amen, brother. Bono's real last. Oh no, his nickname's Bono Vox.
Which means good voice.
Yeah, that's smart. I think. Yeah, in my head, I almost have it compared to like soccer, where soccer has these golden generations of players, or they'll have like, they'll have a Maradona or they'll have a Gareth Bale or something like that. Ireland, I think, is that, and they've got a little Bono, and they've got, going back further than that, Van Morrison. But he's even he's almost a defectee.
Yeah, he just put out a new album too. Van Morrison's fantastic.
In the mist, do a Van week.
Yeah, Jordan, write that down. We're gonna do a Van Morrison week whenever we need. There's no holidays. I love Van Morrison. All right, what do we got? Well, I think we got to rank our days real quick, but there is so much sports news that it's going to take up a lot of the show. Some
good tri-state. The tri-state news really is the national news.
Yeah, the tri-state news blew up. Go me. But let's rank our day. Let's rank our yesterdays.
Okay, how'd you do?
Yesterday. Should we play that Beatles song for this?
If you want.
How does it go? Sun far away. Oh, yesterday. I got it, I think.
You got it. That was perfect. Save it as a clip. How was your day?
Dude, my day should have been pretty nice. I spent some time with my grandma. Yankees game was on at night. I got a massage. But it wasn't. It was your average day. At no point did I get into like a laughing fit.
Okay.
I didn't cry if we're doing Jimmy Valvano day ranking. And I don't think I got lost in deep thought. I was a little upset because I was expecting more out of yesterday.
Okay.
I got some T-shirts up on the site because we need to organize that. But then I was upset with myself for doing that because it wasn't on my to-do list.
Right.
But I was posting a blog to the Jomboy and Jake radio page, and I realized that the sidebar of the Jomboy and Jake radio page wasn't set up correctly. So then as I was setting up the sidebar for the Jomboy and Jake radio page, I realized, oh shit, I need to put a shirt on the sidebar so people can buy the shirts, because we got Jake Sutch shirts, we got your quote, we got quote boards. Sure. And then I was like, oh shit, they're not in the store properly. And then I was like, okay, I got to put these in the store. And then I ended up like, well, our women's sizes are, if I'm in the store, I got women's size. And it just spiraled. And then I spent an hour doing store stuff, and that wasn't on my to-do list. And that kind of made me mad at myself, but also happy with myself. So I'm just going 5.5. That was my standard average day.
Okay. I thought standard average day for you was 5 flat.
Was it?
Yeah.
I thought the very first day I said it was a little above standard then.
I think so, yeah.
Okay, well then I changed it 5 flat.
Okay. You know what? There was a funny point yesterday, James, where I was like, I want to say it was the afternoon. I recorded Talking Huskies. Forgot to send it over to you because I'm a human idiot. But that's just how Tuesday goes. And then I was like, you know what? I think I'll get a workout in. And I was like, this is going to be a pretty nice day, actually. Ran out, did some brief errands, and like executed them well. And then I was like, man, why is I've actually been in a decent mood for a little bit. What's going on? And I was like, oh yeah, my day had the worst start ever. I had food poisoning and almost knocked myself out, and I have a giant bruise on my head.
Did you tell Jess about that?
Which, yeah, we talked about it to a degree. I didn't get into immense details because nobody needs that. But so yeah, so it's an interesting thing going on right there, because now I'm thinking about starting every day that way. Because when you start out so bottomed out, like everything else is a win.
Oh yeah, dude, that's Kelly from The Office. Go get yourself a tapeworm, just slug it down every night, wake up miserable, and then beat the hell out of that day.
Yeah, minus the tapeworm, and just starting off with something worse, almost a concussion, and a tapeworm multiplied. So
why don't you have Jess wake you up by punching you in the face?
Stay out of the bedroom is what I'd say to you. We already do enough of that. So yesterday will go down as 3-2. 3-2.
Oh wow, that is a bummer, man. I have these written down.
It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday.
We're gonna need to scatter plot these at one point. 3-2. It is Tuesday. Wow, I forgot. Yeah,
the only day that would ever happen to me would be on a Tuesday.
I just did a soundboard drop, but the volume was not.
Everyone enjoy your bad day.
We didn't even talk about that yesterday, that Tuesday got you right away.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even occur to me until after the episode. And I was like, yep, 1,000%. Everything made sense.
Yeah. Then you were kind of happy with it.
Tuesday will always find a way.
The Giants have traded Odell Beckham to the Browns in exchange for the Browns. I read that wrong. In exchange for the Browns' 17th and 95th overall draft pick for this upcoming draft, plus safety Jabril Peppers. Former Steelers running back Le'Veon Bell plans to sign a 4-year deal for $52.5 million with the New York Jets. The deal includes $35 million guaranteed, with a maximum value close to $61 when you factor in incentives. James Dolan went on the Michael Kay show to talk about kicking the fan out of the garden and came across like a bumbling, fumbling idiot of the dinosaur world. The Pacers take down the Knicks 103-98, and the Devils lost to the Flames 9-4. The Mets sent Tim Tebow to minor league camp.
Well, let's get the big stuff out of the way. The Devils give up a 9 spot to Calgary.
Yeah,
Calgary,
that's pretty bad.
Red line just can't be stopped recently. Knicks, put on a tankful effort at the end, which if you don't appreciate that by now and you're somehow still watching Knicks games, you're insane. You're the problem. As James Dolan would love to tell you. Tim Tebow, I can't believe he's not breaking camp with the team, Jim.
There was a possibility. They got to get some money to the minor league camp. Not a lot of people are going over there and spending their dollars, so they're just going to send their cash cow Tebow.
I mean, it's literally going to become a case study, and I think teams might start keeping
Celebrities,
semi-famous people in their minor league systems, because why wouldn't you actually?
Yeah, that's a really good point. But look how much money Tebow brought to whatever league that he plays in.
Yeah. Okay, so every team should do that. Do we want to do Dolan on the K show?
Did you hear?
K-Ster was on ESPN this morning talking about it. I just saw the clips from K show.
Did you listen to it?
Just some of the clips.
The dude doesn't know how to talk. I have a clip here.
Right.
I can play it, or I can read you the transcript. What would you prefer?
What would you prefer, James?
Because I'm going to make a video, you know how they do the typography thing?
Sure.
I want to make a video because in a minute and 30-second clip, I think he says, right, you know, so any butchering words.
Right.
I counted it. It was up to 40 in a minute, 30-second clip. The dude can't talk. It blew my mind. It was unbearable to listen to once you notice.
No, he's not a real person. It sucks.
It does. Here, listen. I'll play it for you. Just notice how many times he puts together one full sentence.
Look, let me just start off that, I do understand, right, that, it's really, for the fans, it's about winning and losing. And we haven't been doing much winning. And so there's a real big frustration level there. And so, we get it. I don't like losing either. Right? In fact, I probably like it less than almost anybody. You want to go right into the incident? It's pretty easy. It appears that this gentleman and his friends, right, planned to do this, right? That they just before the game they cleared their profiles out. Right. We have video, which I think we've supplied to you, which shows them moving from one side of the arena to the other and pointing at me and
the way you were walking out.
Where I was walking, right, and saying, to set this ambush up, and they did, and and then as soon as they were done with it, it was immediately sold to TMZ. But look, not for nothing, but I shouldn't have taken the bait.
You walked right into it.
I did.
That's a minute clip. I think he was on for 20 minutes or so, and the whole thing's like that. I was listening in the car. It was unlistenable.
Yeah. Yeah, he's arguably the worst owner in sports. It's crazy disappointing, and you wonder. You hope part of that is almost an act to try to sound what he thinks a normal person sounds like. The guy just hasn't had a normal upbringing. His dad was the genius. Like, this all got passed along to him. His dad founded Cablevision, and they were like a successful. His dad and his uncle owned the Cleveland Indians. So this guy just grew up in like a fake world, basically. He went to SUNY New Paltz. Shout out the SUNY system. Majored in communications after originally pursuing a career in music.
Yeah.
And then he got a job within Cablevision, and basically his dad just moved him around, and like the guy never really did anything. And now he owns the Knicks and these powerful entities, and it's a weird mix of he's not a real human at all.
It's Oh no, Jake. Corby said Dolan's rubbing off on you. He's counting your ums now.
Yeah, good.
His reasoning as well is pretty dumb. Like his friend was filming him and they sent it to TMZ.
Right.
So what? Everyone films everything everyone does. It's Snapchat. It's
Yeah.
Instagram Live. And then once you respond, Dolan, now they're like, whoa, he responded. This is worth money. Let's try and sell it. That doesn't paint them anymore as villains. Just you don't understand the youth, I guess. I don't know. That was dumb. He gave Michael K exclusive footage to prove that it was a sabotage mission. And it's like, everyone knows they were running up to you with their phones out to say that. And
Yeah, nobody cares about that at all.
it's not a new development. Whatever. Dolan's an idiot. He also had to use a notebook to read people's names on the team, like Mitchell and Robinson.
Same
Yeah.
guy.
Well, yeah. I would need it. He shouldn't need it.
You guys,
There you
guys
go.
would share it.
I would need it. He shouldn't need it. But anyway,
Yeah. K was on. I woke up kind of earlier today. Went to bed kind of early. Made a nice little breakfast for me and the gal. And yeah, I saw K-Star popped up. I never watched Golic and Wingo, and I see K-Star. I was like, all right, I'll turn up the volume. Let's see it. And he was him not having a normal upbringing is what K basically leaned on. He's like, yeah, this guy's different. Like K was trying to say all the right things without being able to say the bad stuff. And he was like, yeah, he just came off. The fact that he wanted to come on the show to get his message across, and that was the message across, he got across, like that's insane. That's insane. That's a you don't get what's going on at all. And I mean, the kicker is he doesn't have to because he's a multi-billionaire that owns the Knicks and Cablevision and all that jazz. But yeah, it sucks. He's not selling the team. That's the good news.
it's good news. Let's move on to people that are selling away pieces that the fans love. Odell's traded, man. This is huge news. I mean,
Yeah.
Porzingis and Odell in the same 3-month span. That's nuts for New York. They get back 2 draft picks for this year. The 17th overall. So the Browns' first round pick and the Browns, what was it? It's the 95th overall. Was it 7th round or no? Come on.
Third.
Come on, Jimmy. 3rd round. What do you think? And Peppers. Everyone's outraged.
Yeah, I'll say this. I mean, there's a lot of money involved, which even the Giants are eating a chunk of money this year. Like the $20 million signing bonus or whatever it is, they still have to eat all of that. He's a generational talent. There's no denying that. And I mean, this is going to seem like a cop-out to a degree. If you're a Browns fan, you love it. You're bringing in one of the most talented guys in the league. You're pairing him with Jarvis Landry, who we went to college with Baker Mayfield, with Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb. They have all the skill positions, Njoku at tight end, and they've improved their defense, and now there's this wave of momentum in Cleveland that they haven't felt since the franchise returned. So that's incredible. For the Giants, as a fan of the best players to play on your team, you have to be bummed that things didn't go better with Odell and this didn't work out. And why are we trading him? Blah, blah, blah. I get that. The gray area that comes up is just what comes next. What are they rolling Eli out there this year? Are the Giants going to try to draft Haskins? Are they going to draft a 2nd-round quarterback and try to play Eli a little bit, see if he's got anything, and then try to make a transition? It's what's coming next because the return isn't that bad. A 1st-round pick is tough to get your hands on in this league. A 3rd, I mean, it's a 3rd-round pick. It is what it is. Peppers is kind of a local boy. He could become a fan favorite real quick. He's a New Jersey guy. So Jim, end of the day, it's just winning matters. So if the Giants can do this and either be good next year somehow or kind of reload this year and be really good the next season, then it's the right move for them. And I know that feels like I'm sitting in a gray area, but there's so many other moves that come around a football team, and that's why people think wide receivers are expendable, because at the end of the day, on their best day ever, they're only going to have the ball 12 times. And that's on their best day. So I don't know. It sucks. When Odell's right, it's one of the most amazing things to watch in sports. But if the Giants make the right moves from here on out, it can be a solid trade for them.
I'm trying to fight my old man demons with this news. I'm a die easy Giants fan as of now. Yankees take up so much of my brain space that I had more fun watching the entertainment of the freakouts than I was like upset about this happening. Also, this is going to sound, people are going to hate me for this. When Odell came to the Giants, that's when and I'm not blaming it on Odell, but he kind of comes into rhythm with everything just sucking. They got rid of Coughlin, McAdoo was around, and the franchise turned into a joke at around the time Odell joined the team. It's not Odell that caused this. There's so many other factors. Like Reese was a terrible GM. They just made terrible draft picks forever. The Giants haven't given me like that feeling for years now that like this is a good franchise that I can trust, and I know they're going to make the right moves, and like we're going to win. And this doesn't help that at all. I was trying to think what can make this a year from now. What can make this okay? Like if Odell has another injury and misses part of the next 2 seasons because he's missed parts of the last 2, and they're like, well, he's so injury prone. He's not injured now, so you can't like bank on that. But that would make it not bad. What could the Giants do with these picks? Because they have a lot of picks to trade around now. They could trade up to get Haskins. They can trade this 3rd round and this 17th pick to do other things. They can just choose guys. Like what can happen that will have fans saying, okay. Because I asked the same question with Landon Collins, and I think the initial reaction was like everyone wanted to fucking grab their tiki torches and go kill people. And then when they found out how much he signed for, it seems like Giants fans were like, oh, okay. Maybe we overreacted a little bit.
Well, there's 2 ways to do it in the NFL nowadays. It's with now you can roll over cap space. And I think one of the methods you can do is, all right, let's rack up picks for a bunch of years. Everyone knows that picks are like crack in the NFL, but you get a good young team and you basically build up the team as much as you can. And that's, hot take, Jake, but that's essentially without a quarterback, right? Like we've seen these teams like the Vikings, even Denver had a season or 2 of it. We saw the Jaguars. Like you basically assembled a super team, but you don't have a quarterback. So everyone else in the league is like, oh man, well, if we added even a Kirk Cousins, that's going to take us over the top, which isn't necessarily how it always works. I think for the Giants, what fans are going to need to see, and that's where I said it's either like next year can get ugly, whether it's Eli, if they've drafted Haskins, if they draft a 2nd, 3rd round quarterback, whatever it is. But the other way to do it is look at Cleveland. This franchise was terrible forever, and they get Baker Mayfield. And now just look at all the momentum in the world they have going. They drafted Baker Mayfield. Everyone else on offense, they signed Kareem Hunt because he kicked the lady and was almost out of the league. They drafted Chubb. They signed Landry as a free agent. They traded for Beckham. And that's basically all of that is based off of Baker Mayfield. So I think if you're the Giants, you better have a quarterback you like this year, whether it is Haskins or someone, or maybe the Giants, we've talked about this rebuild year that we talked about it with the Oakland Raiders. if rebuilding kind of becomes a common practice in the NFL, which it hasn't been, the Giants have 1 year to just full out stink. Like I'm talking 2-14, 3-13. But if they get the top pick next year and they get Herbert or they get whoever the next big quarterback is, Tua, and that's the guy that solves it, then you're going to look back and be like, okay, it was worthwhile to trade Odell. We ended up getting a 15-year stud at quarterback. But that's about it.
Yeah. Whatever. Odell sucks. I've been trying to like rein in how much I don't like Odell for so long because you just get painted as an old angry man and whatever. He sucked.
Right,
he was so much drama for no reason.
Right.
And you can say the media did that. It's like, no. Because every other Barkley didn't have it in 1 year. He showed more leadership. But Odell was a generational
The media just
talent.
put fuel on the fire that was already there.
It's the same thing with Clint. Where like we were told, like we wish Clint wouldn't tell us half the things he'd tell us because we have to write about it. Like, yeah, whatever.
Right.
And that's not knocking his on the field talent. He's one of the best wide receivers. He's so talented. It's just like I hated all that drama, man. I hated watching Shermer baby him on the sidelines like a little.
Whoo!
Yeah, I didn't say it.
Jim,
Whatever.
I think what you should watch for, which is kind of another route I semi alluded to, is Eli's not going anywhere at this point. Like I think even if they wanted to, they couldn't do it. So there's a chance that Shermer can coach. Eli's got a little more magic. They do well with their other free agent signings and draft picks. And I'll tell you what, if there's one, which I'm sure there's going to be at least one, whether Odell provides it or if he's cornered into it, but Odell's going to have a couple bad quotes about the Giants organization.
I mean, that's what he does, man. He causes controversy.
And so then if Shermer can actually coach and Eli has a little more and they do well with all their teams, I could see it almost becoming the 2019 Giants rally cry to a degree. Like Odell Beckham comes out with a quote this offseason like, man, that organization had no idea what they were doing. Those coaches sucked. The players weren't as good as me, blah, 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 something like that. Team rallies behind that, you get something going. So I would save that and hope for that as your old man finishing punch argument.
The Cleveland Browns are going to be so fun to watch in such an energetic, good way, or so fun to watch in such an internal disaster way.
Yeah, that's what everyone's saying. It's basically a 2-year window for them. Like, either really figure it out in the next 2 years, otherwise you guys are going to be in a bad place.
Yeah.
But Jim, there's not even any more Giants fans because they're just changing their colors to green.
Go be a Le'Veon Bell fan. It's a pretty good move for the Jets. Are they doing correct things?
It's exciting. It was a bummer the other day. Anthony Barr committed to the Jets and then he backed out, which everyone was like, everyone already had their tweets out that were like, hey, Anthony Barr is only one of 4 players to go to 4 of the past 5 Pro Bowls. And like they had all this positive Jet stuff. And then it's like, oh, he decided to not come to New York and stay in Minnesota.
Saw Adam Gase's eyes and said, oh, no.
Yeah, freaks me out. No, you have to love this as a Jets fan. And it kind of is the opposite end of the spectrum minus draft picks and stuff. And Jim, remember my quarterback thing I just said? Sam Darnold let the Jets do this. Not only do they think it's a right move to get a talented running back and pass catcher for Sam Darnold, if Sam Darnold wasn't there, I don't think Le'Veon would be interested in them. So as a Jets fan, you have to love this because you're bringing in one of the most talented guys in the league. And it kind of goes back to my G-Men thing. Like, there's 2 ways to do this. One of them is getting the quarterback, and the Jets think they have that. The league thinks they have that, and we're going to find out real quick.
Yeah, these new quarterbacks. It's been a year, 4 years. That's my rule.
That's your quarterback rule.
Quarterback is on the team, and he's still the starter in the 5th year, and there's still hype. that means he's the real deal. So many
Okay.
have come and been hyped up in their first year or two, and then they're just gone. So many come and like, okay, RG3, first year,
Right.
is going to be the future. Mark Sanchez, 2 AFC titles. Not that it was his doing, but it was like, we can
Right.
win with Sanchez. Didn't make it past year 4. There's been so many. Dalton, Kaepernick, that's different reasons, obviously.
Ooh.
Way different reasons. What about
Stafford? Where are you on Matt Stafford, Jim?
he's good.
Okay.
I mean, he's not like top tier, but he's that.
Yeah,
he's
he's
established.
kind of the pressure point right now with a lot of like NFL people because he's essentially stat wise like he's going to pass all time greats because it's a passing league now and everything like that. But there's still the big debate like can he actually be good?
Yeah. Like how many years did Josh Freeman get? 2 or 3?
He's in that same range. You're right. He had one good season and everything else was terrible.
Brandon Whedon, like it's 4 years because you can be good for 2 years. Like that's what I kept saying about Derek Carr and my buddy David after his first year was like Derek Carr's going to be a real deal. Like talk to me after his 4th season. Let's see if we're still there. And he's kind of he's going into his 4th season now, and
this year we find out,
and we're still like jury's still out. Who's the real? So you got to wait 4 years.
People still think they're going to trade him this year.
Yeah, so we'll see. So that's my thing. If
Okay,
a quarterback lasts 4 years and you're still excited about him going into the 5th, then he's crossed the next level.
I like it, Jim.
Any draft pick can last a couple years and show signs of skill.
Could be good.
Yeah. All right, that's enough sports. Let's get out of here. We're done, right? Oh wait, we didn't even do national news.
Yeah.
All right, let's do this real quick.
Jimmy, your St. Mary's Gales play David and take down Goliath, or should I say Gonzaga. Gonzaga runs the West Coast Conference, for the past X amount of years now. They've won the past 6 years in a row now. Last one to take them down was St. Mary's. But big news, Gonzaga was number 1 in the country, Jim. Now it's, will they even get a 1 seed in the tournament? And all the other fun March Madness stuff. Everyone saw that Northeastern. The Huskies demolish Hofstra in the battle of J.J. Barea versus Wayne Prevette. Northern Kentucky, North Dakota State, Fairleigh Dickinson from RNEC. Enjoy it this year. Central's coming back. They all punched their dance tickets. Don't say punch and dance around Jim. Juventus wins 3-2 on aggregate with the Ronaldo hat trick. Man City destroys Schalke 04. That's not the score of the game. That's just Schalke's team name. And Kobe, stolen jersey, returned from his high school team.
Do you have anything? I mean, all the big news was in the tri-state. So I don't even know. How many?
Gonzaga's kind of a big thing for March Madness. If they end up on a 2 line now, whoever's the 1 seed will probably be pissed.
How many Australians are on St. Mary's right now?
I'm not sure.
Well, look, it looks like they've moved from Australia and started signing people from New Zealand. They got a couple Kiwis.
Yeah.
They got a guy from Tasmania. That's Australia. New Zealand.
Yep.
New Zealand, New South Wales, Tasmania. So we're at what, 5?
Sure.
Victoria. Shit, they got a ton still.
Yeah.
That's still their game plan. Recruit Estonia and Latvia. All foreigners. They got
It's kind of genius, man. These West Coast teams that I don't know, Northern West Coast. I mean, Gonzaga has a couple French guys on there, a guy from Japan, technically, a Serbian dude on there. So yeah, it's these 2 schools that run the West Coast Conference have gone the foreign route, and it's working for them.
Yeah, that's funny. This dude from Victoria on St. Mary's name is Jock Perry.
Jock Perry.
It's a good sports name, right?
Don't go jocking on me.
The Latvian's name is Kristers Zuriks.
Mm.
That's good. Mm.
Watch out, Fairleigh Dickinson. We're coming.
Hey, sophisticated hamster in the chat asks, why are you holding the mic so close?
Because I like it. Well, how would you compare it to how Jimmy's holding his mic? Oh, I'm using my hands, you hamster.
They aren't even listening to the mics. The mics is only podcast audio only. They're listening to our computer's mics.
Right. This is high tech biz stuff, man. I wish I could explain it, but
oh yeah, they said you're too loud. I'll lower Jake if you want, but you're not hearing that mic. So
yeah, talk to the MC about that.
Let's move on. There's no sports. We're 41 minutes deep. We got news stories to go to.
I mean, Northeastern just dominant, but whatever.
Good call. Very smart of you.
Yeah.
And that's the half. I got the window open still, Jake. I don't know if
sure.
I don't know if it's weather is inducive for it today, but I'm just rolling like I might go windows open until summer actually hits, and then it gets too hot.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. I think you're in too deep. You're not gonna come back on yourself at this point. You enjoyed it so much the first day that you're just gonna ride it out.
That was the first thing I did when I woke up. I just opened the window in my house.
Yeah.
And then I put on a sweatshirt because it got a little cold.
Yep.
But that's my dream weather.
Oh, I know.
All right.
I read the news today, oh boy, and though the news was rather sad, well, I just had to laugh.
I'm at 6 o'clock. Time for the news.
Felicity Huffman, Lori Loughlin are indicted in a college admissions bribery case. This is a pretty cool case. They basically had everyone on the payroll to get their kids into college. SAT people, athletics department, all that shit. Pretty wild. Union employees authorized a strike against their own union. I like that. I think we need more union on union crime. Morgan Freeman has converted his 124-acre ranch into a giant sanctuary to help save the bee population. A drunk Virginia woman with cats in a suitcase was arrested twice in 2 days. Chickens teamed up and pecked a fox to death. A man arrested for choking a driver who wouldn't stop singing Christmas carols says nothing. He just got arrested. And the Philippine president at a gender equality event referred to a woman as bitch.
I read the news today, oh boy.
What do you want?
I mean, I'll tell you what. Women hate it when you call them the B word at an equality event.
Yeah. I thought this was an equality event. Shut up, bitch. That's bad.
That's
it's an Always Sunny joke.
Tough look. Isn't Manny Pacquiao like a high up representative in the Philippines or something?
Well, I think he's the public president.
Right.
He could run and win.
Which
he does his morning jogs and he just runs around the Philippines giving money to people.
Yeah, it's kind of I like that.
Like during his Rocky montage, running around the city, he's just handing money out to people.
I don't know if it was fake news. There's a video of Conor McGregor going for a run, and they said it was like the first thing he did when he got out of jail, which I kind of liked.
Oh yeah, he's pent up in that cage. He had to
out of jail. I'm gonna go for a jog now. Like everyone else is like, oh, give me a good meal, or let me get to my friends and family. McGregor, I'm gonna go for a little joggeroo. Let the lead out. I mean, the big story is this Felicity Huffman, Lori Loughlin thing.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. I mean, we're not new to it. I think yesterday was the big reveal. Aunt Becky from Full House and Lori Loughlin, who's married to William H. Macy, who I love.
Yeah.
There's part of this whole thing. This guy, his name was Rick Singer, I think. So he set up this elaborate thing where he would take donations and just bribes, and then under him he had like all these people, like SAT score people, sports like athletes people, and they just fake these resumes for these rich people's kids.
Yeah.
Fake that they did crew, so they can put that on their application. The SAT score is crazy. They just pay the guy and like, give me a 1,500, whatever it is.
Yeah.
It sounds much easier than what I did.
The whole thing is so bizarre. You have celebrities, you have college sports, you have controversy from different angles, and that's what everyone's sitting there with this, just confused of why it even got to the sports. Like, everyone's just like, hey, if Lori Loughlin used her current connections and just made a nice regular donation to USC, I think everything gets taken care of here. Like,
yeah, that's what.
Why did they have to rope in the crew teams? And I guess there was like related stuff. I mean, Yale soccer was involved, Stanford crew. They've all had similar things like this, and I enjoyed it. I saw a little bit of your boy Oliver Luck, Andrew Luck's dad. He got interviewed on Levitard's show yesterday, which was fun. Oliver Luck's really well respected. He was an NFL quarterback. He was high up at the NCAA for a while. He was high up at Stanford for a while. His newest job is he's the XFL commissioner. He's the guy they like brought in to try to make the XFL look legit now, which is kind of ironic in and of itself. Like, they brought him to be the good guy. But it was funny. He comes on Levitard's show, and so one of the guys on Levitard's show does an impression of Andrew Luck, like, oh, geez, oh, golly gosh. So they're like, okay. They're wondering, A, has he seen us do an impression of his loser son? B, like, how's this going to go? Like, is he just going to give us a lame interview and be like, well, you know, Stanford's a fine university. They would never really get in the weeds and all this. And his opening line was, you know what? It's really great to see that the NCAA is finally cracking down on all the bribery and mishappenings that's taken place with the Yale women's soccer team. And it's so true. Like, we're kind of getting caught in the weeds of this because it's a couple celebrities and it's the crew team, and the whole thing's bizarre. I think that's what's making it popular. But A, why? And B, how did this become national news when literally every SEC, Big Ten, major basketball and football program is doing bribery on this level daily, but we decide to ignore it because we get a good product out of it?
Well, the athletic part's like a small dose of it, but this is really bad. This has to be big news.
Oh yeah, and it is. But I mean, so I guess the other stuff is very relatable, and we sweep it under the rug. We almost like this just because there's celebrities in it. So we're gonna give it more play.
I just think it's more ammunition. Like, fuck college. It's so stupid. Businesses need to start hiring over experience over education, because education's the biggest crock of shit ever.
Right.
I mean, that's a weird sentence. The college education system is the biggest crock of shit ever. And like, you can just pay $1 million. The donation things work. What did they think they were doing?
I have no idea. And I think that's why this is supposed to be a story. Cause I guess yuppie sports teams have been doing this for a little while now. And I guess that's like, crew teams and Yale soccer and Stanford and things like that have been doing this for a little bit now. And I think some of the money ends up in the coach's hands. I think that's a little different. But yeah, it's just bizarre. Like, Lori Loughlin and Felicity Huffman just should have been like, hey, our kids really want to go to USC. Like, tell us what we have to donate to the program.
Yeah.
You know?
But that still should not be allowed. But
I mean, it shouldn't be. Well, I don't know. Shades of gray.
Now, you shouldn't be able to just go to a college because you have money.
Kind of. I mean, they're a business to a degree.
Yeah, that's the bad part.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of is what it is, though.
All right, what do you got about this woman who was arrested for walking down the street with a briefcase full of cats?
I mean, we did it. We got her.
And she was arrested the next day for being drunk in the middle of the street and waving. If you look at the picture, I didn't give you the link. If you look at the picture, she looks like a lady who was arrested for carrying a suitcase full of cats. How many cats can you fit in one suitcase?
It's a question as old as time. How big's the suitcase? What age are the cats? What kind of cats? I mean, I could play that game all day.
You remember the cats in New Britain by our house?
A little bit, yeah.
There was that empty lot, and then people had made homes for the cats out of cardboard boxes.
Right.
And then you would walk past there, and it was just like 10 stray cats were living there my fucking hell.
Cat City.
It was terrible.
Cat City, yeah. It was rude. It was nothing but rude.
Yeah. This is a story that you're gonna like because you love animal on animal crime.
Right.
A team of chickens got together and they pecked a fox to death. What's your gut reaction? Are you excited for the chickens?
I hate this so much, Jim.
Listen to how this writer opened up this article. A fox has died in extraordinary circumstances after losing the ultimate game of chicken during a nighttime raid on a hen house. Oh, the fox was raiding the hen house, dude.
Yeah, man. That's how he lives his life.
By killing chickens. I'm all team chicken here.
No.
Oh, it was at a secondary school, elementary school, or high school. I don't know what that is.
It was a baby fox.
I'm team chicken.
These group of mean, angry chickens killed a baby fox.
That's awesome. Well, the fox ran into the hen house to try and snag himself a chicken.
Well, I mean, you've just caused world war. All these chickens are done.
It sucks that we don't have a video.
Yay, we did it. All the chickens were killed the very next day by all of the foxes.
No chickens were found to have been injured during the incident. It is thought the fox entered at dusk and then became trapped inside by light-controlled automatic doors that close when the sun goes down. Oh, that's fucked. The humans got involved?
Yeah, he was trapped, Jim.
I would have loved to watch this.
Baby fox.
I would have watched it.
Baby fox trapped by humans and pecked to death by chickens.
How many pecks do you think it takes a bunch of chickens to peck a fox to death? Are we talking?
You honestly want to know how many times this fox was pecked? Because it would be hell.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Like, it has to be more than 100 pecks. I'm guessing to kill a fox.
100? We're in thousands, Jim.
Okay, so how many chickens do you think were pecking it? Do you think they were taking turns, like going around in a circle, like Duck, Duck, Goose style?
He was cornered, and there was probably 10 plus chickens just literally pecking him to death. What would you rather have in your room right now? A 5-month-old baby fox or 10 chickens?
That's how you're going to determine who I should be rooting for by putting him in my bedroom?
Fox, this headline should be totally different. Fox trapped by humans, pecked to death, and the worst way a fox. This would be you getting up, the windows and the doors got stuck, and you happen to be in a room with 30 cats. This is that.
I don't like that the automatic door helped the chickens out. If it was no technology, no humans involved, that the fox went into the hen house to get himself a chicken, and the chickens were prepared. They had booby traps set up. They captured the fox and pecked him to death. I'm all team chicken. I think
Home Alone Fox edition. I'm fine with that.
That's great. The fact that automatic doors were in place to help the chickens out, I don't think that's cool. I'm rooting for a round 2. They should put security systems on. Like, I'm rooting for the next fox that tries to come in. See if the chickens are cocky now.
Hey, Jimmy, know how many chickens were in the building that this again, baby fox passed away in?
Was murdered.
Yes.
I'm gonna guess 1,000 chickens.
3,000 chickens.
Well, they couldn't all be pecking. I mean, legitimate. Like if you think about it, how many chickens can peck one fox? You take a fox, you put a circle of chickens around. There's like 10.
You ever go to the beach?
You think it
And
was
you
a
see-
gauntlet, and the fox was just slowly sauntering down, and each chicken was just pecking him as he walked past?
It started heroic because he fought for his life, but it was you surrounded by 10,000 cats going to your death.
Well, yeah. Well, I'm pretty perplexed. I think good for the chickens. You know, it was them or
Nope.
there's a bit of survival here.
No.
All right.
Survival would have been a fair fight, and they release the fox and say, try another day.
All right. Well, how about this storyline? This is saving animals. Morgan Freeman's saving all the bees.
Yeah, I've seen the bee thing a lot. There's a kid from Central that has like a saving bee business foundation. I don't really know what's going on there.
It's the number one answer whenever someone's like, "What's a problem that doesn't get talked about enough?" And it's like the bee population. The bees are disappearing at an alarming rate. That's the key phrase.
Yeah, steadily across the globe, 44% loss from 2015 to 16. Yeah, I mean, I don't know enough about it. 2% of the bees have been found to be responsible for pollinating 80% of our crop. I don't know. I feel like if we have enough people in the bee game, and I think Morgan Freeman might be enough of it, and I'm sure someone will tell me that's wrong, but I think life finds a way.
I think this is great. The bees got a huge win here because Morgan Freeman's a great guy to have on your side. Because when the documentary's made, people will listen. Doesn't even matter what it's about. Morgan Freeman's narrating this. I'm
Right.
in. And then that's step one. Step two is make people care about bees, and then you're golden. So this is a great step one into saving the bee problem. Get Morgan Freeman involved.
Morgan Freeman, Team Bees. And
Now-
he's Team Baby Fox as well.
No. Now we're going to
Yes.
get Caliendo doing his Morgan Freeman impression of Morgan Freeman talking to his bees.
Right.
Do you want to do Caliendo doing Freeman talking to his bees? You're
I don't have a
right.
Morgan Freeman impression.
You have an impression of Caliendo doing Morgan Freeman?
Nope. That would be a Morgan Freeman impression.
No, it's a little different. A little different. Like you say, your Seinfeld is just an impression of people doing Seinfeld.
Yeah, but it's still a Seinfeld impression.
All right, I think that's all. You got any of these stories? Let's move on.
Better the day, it's the better the day. Better the day, better the day.
Better the day. Jakey did not make a big mistakey. He's a winner in a land of losers. I am as cold as ice. I mean, it's unreal how many I've lost.
Yeah.
I'm glad that my reputation's not at stake here. Because, I mean, if you wanted to put it to a number, I'm 1 for my last 12.
If someone's been fading you for 12 bets, they've won 11 of them.
Yeah, fade me, please.
Yeah. I'm telling that's the kind of trends we're looking for here. Now people know you're cold. This puts extreme pressure on me because I'm about to get super hot.
You're
But
on
I
a
feel
hot
like
streak.
I like right now I need to essentially find a bet that you won't like enough to bet the opposite of me so I
Right.
get a winner.
You can't start playing those games because you'll.
Oh, that's the whole game.
you'll
baby.
miss
That's the
everything.
great game.
The bigger news here is that the toilet seat fall has knocked you onto a heater.
Undefeated.
Undefeated since you
Undefeated
fell
on
off the
days.
toilet.
I almost cracked my skull open falling off the toilet.
No, I don't even
Wow.
think. I think now on, like, you have the wisdom now. you hit your head on the bathroom floor, and now you're going to be a savant and go on a hell of a run.
Oh. So, well, that's where I was hedging my bet there. So that if I lose this bet tomorrow, I just have to fall off the toilet face first.
Well, then,
And
yeah,
almost
but
knock myself out.
we can always revert to that. But if you win it, it'll be known
Right.
as the toilet seat. Well, we got to think of a catchier name than the toilet seat fall streak.
I don't know if we need a catchier name than that. That's pretty good.
All right, what are you betting?
Let's go to. Oh man, we got a couple toilet bowl games today. We are gonna go with. I want to keep it in the family here. You know what? Okay. Oh, Jim, I'm between games right now. This is where March gets scary. We are going to go with. You know what? Screw it.
Okay.
Where's my buddy Albert at?
I don't think he's here, but he's listening eventually.
Where's my buddy Albert at? Because that's where we're going, Jim. DePaul St. John's. DePaul St. John's.
Where's it being played?
It's the Big East Men's Tournament, which is played at the Garden.
Yeah, nice.
So you're going to have a St. John's crowd there.
St. John's home game.
They're playing DePaul, who's 15-14 on the season. It would be the most DePaul thing ever to just finish at 500. DePaul just beat St. John's. I know that's on the Jimmy barometer meter. DePaul beat St. John's twice this year. So St. John's is 20-11. They're on the bubble. They're playing this 15-14 team that beat them twice, and it's in the Garden. I mean, Jimmy, DePaul's probably going to beat them a third time. I would just bank on that if I were you. I think our Johnnies, they're in the Garden.
What's the spread?
They're fighting to get in the tournament. It's a 5-point spread. The Johnnies are favored by 5. The St. John's hasn't beaten DePaul this year. DePaul's free money. I'm just one of these crazy guys. I'm taking St. John's -5 indicating.
Okay, Jake's taking the favorite.
Yes.
And
Jake is stupid, but he's smart.
Couldn't agree more, man. What am I going to vote? I'm going to go against.
Looks like I'm diving off the toilet tomorrow morning.
Going to go against Albert.
You're so cold. Oh, God.
I don't want to be sitting here tonight watching St. John's rooting for Albert's heartbreak. That seems so mean.
Can I change my pick? I mean, it's just...
No, you wouldn't allow me to change my
basically
pick.
A guaranteed loser now, so...
No.
Enjoy the DePaul money, people.
No, this is going to be good. I'm riding you to get off my cold streak.
Okay.
I'm all in on the toilet bowl fall flush streak, whatever it's called.
You weren't yesterday.
I know. I was dumb. I didn't see the light.
Okay. He's seen the light. He's seen the light, people.
If this was a movie, that would be the big scene. You fell. You hit your head off the toilet. You started seeing stars. You got dizzy.
Rookie of the year.
Rookie of the year. And now you're
betting edition.
Now you're a savant. Until that bruise fades, you're going to be on a heater, my friend.
Yeah, I think that could be actually a movie.
You just
guy comes into hard times. He's betting too much. He's almost lost his family, his wife, his kids. He's gambling away his life. Falls off the toilet one day, hammers his head, and he's thinking, but he's not even thinking. He places this huge bet, something he'd never bet, and it hits. And then he just keeps placing bets. He's hot. He's hitting all these bets. He's rich. He becomes famous. And then he almost loses his wife and family again, but this time for different reasons because he's becoming too big time. And then he'll say, It was never the toilet. It was me this whole time in our love. And then he ends up marrying the toilet.
Yeah, so it's like a sequel to Rain Man, and you play the.
So it's called Rain Man 2.
Thanks for listening to the show today. You want me to play this Flogging Molly song, or you want me to play a
Yeah.
different song on the outro?
That's his tradition.
Okay, here we go. Ooh. Thank you, guys. We will be back tomorrow with another episode. See you guys.